Hey, how's it going, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Hey, how we doing? How we doing? There you go. I just realized my webcam wasn't on. Sorry about that. Cool, cool. Hopefully everything else is working well. How we doing? All right. Sorry for first time streaming here. Real quick, I am just making sure everything's working fine. Um, oh, sorry, you might hear me for a second there. Sweet, everything looks good to go. So how we doing, guys? We are going to be creating some homebrew monsters here for Dungeons and Dragons. Um, we're probably going to be doing some simple monsters today, getting the simple ones out of the way. But we might stop around for some more funny monsters along the way. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm sure any of you watching this right now are familiar with the epic D&D encounters that I'm making at the moment. So I am going to be doing like a homebrew version of that in the future, essentially where I'm going to collect homebrew monsters on D&D Beyond, as well as creating. Oh, sorry, one second. We're gonna be, yeah, we're gonna be creating homebrew D&D monsters, and we're going to be doing a homebrew version of the like epic encounters we're doing right now. So it's just going to be um, all homebrewed monsters going at it head to head dueling. And I think it's a cool idea because this also means that you guys can get involved, right? You can make your own homebrew content, send a link to it, and we can see if it can get into the encounters. So I think it's a cool idea, but we gotta actually make ourselves some homebrew content first. And we're gonna be starting with some basic animals here. So for an existing animal for this, we can probably just use like a bat, to be honest. So we're gonna start off again making something simple. So let's do like a pig, right? Nice and simple. Version 1.0.0. Now, admittedly, I'm not too familiar with homebrewing content here on D&D Beyond, so we'll see how it goes. Challenge rating will be 0 for this guy. Um, I guess a pig would bite you if it attacks you, right? Let's Google, how do pigs fight? Yeah, they can bite. All right, so we'll we'll have the pigs biting us. Okay, I'm cool with that. Um, Melee attack rollable +4. You're right, because we got to change our attributes to hit, reach 5, 1 piercing damage. That's what I'm looking for. We want 1 piercing damage. We don't really need any of that. What should an armor class for a pig be? I feel like a pig is pretty easy to hit. I think the armor class should be like 11, right? A pig's easy to hit, but it'll have more health to make up for it potentially. So, um, we'd say it has potentially a. I mean, pigs are kind of tanky, so would giving it 4 health make sense? Maybe 3 health. So we do a d6, and then average hit points would be 3. And then we'll change up this. So dex score. So strength, pig's decently strong. It can have a 10. A dex score, oh, the pig's getting. We'll give the pig a friendly neighborhood 4 for dex. Con, let's give this thing a 14. It's decent. Intelligence a 2. That works. Wisdom, I don't think pigs are very wise. We're also going to give it a 2. And you know what? Pigs are cute. They can have 6 charisma. Cool. Sense, they will not have blind sight. I don't think pigs can do that. Movement, they won't. I have fly, of course. And then we will, in movement, just edit the walk to be, we'll say 25. Pigs aren't exactly the quickest creatures in the world. Actually, you know what? Let's do 20. Pigs aren't. Yeah. Pigs aren't like horrendously slow if you actually see them run, to be fair. They aren't like bad. They aren't that bad. Oh no, did I just lose everything? Oh no. Oh, brother. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, come on. All right. Pig. Yeah. Are pigs small? I feel like pigs could be medium. And then we just changed the armor class. Initiative bonus. This thing's getting a -1. Hit points will be 3. Hit point die 1. 6. Hit point modifier. Uh, that should change with the con updates, right? Let's just leave it blank, so it'll default to the dex score. So this thing's going to have horrible initiative. Honestly, we'll give it 4 dexterity. It's not like it can't move, right? It's not incredibly slow. For con, pig's going to have 14 constitution. Why not? An int score? Oh yeah, pig's getting a 2. Wisdom, yeah. I don't think pigs are very wise. It can get a 2. For charisma, you know what? Pigs are cute. People like pigs. It can have an 8. And then we can save those changes. Hopefully. There we go. Cool. Now we just gotta get an icon for our pig. Let's. I'm just gonna randomly Google for pig icons. Oh yeah, we got some great pig icons here. Um, yeah, we can come through and add the icons later, just so you guys aren't looking at me go through Google and find pictures. Cool. So I think that is a pig done. Um, we probably got a few more basic monsters like this to make before we get on to a few more of the advanced ones. Again, I'm doing a series, or I'm going to do a series where we do like homebrewed versions of the epic encounters that I'm doing right now. So we're just going to get a bunch of homebrew creations, both my own, grabbing them off of D&D Beyond, and also any homebrew creations that you guys might make. And we'll do like a similar series to what we're doing right now. So in order for that to work, we do need to create some like weak monsters to begin with, which is what we're doing now. Honestly, we should create a squirrel. A squirrel could be a vibe. I think a lizard is probably a decent base for the squirrel. Now, of course, the other question is how do you spell squirrel? Google. That's how you spell squirrel. Cool, cool, cool. It's a beast. Is a squirrel tiny? Yeah. Yeah, we'll say it's tiny. Well, I feel like it's meh. We'll say it's tiny. Count trading 0. Yeah, squirrel can bite you. We don't really need to change anything there. This is a pretty basic creature. Another class of 10, average hit points. I think. I'm probably just going to give it 1. And then strength, squirrels got 2. Dex, oh, squirrels are dexterous. They can have a solid 18. Squirrels are very dexterous. I feel like they got decent perception, but that will go off of wisdom. We'll give it a 10. Con, I feel like squirrels aren't very, very tanky. We'll give them a 6. Int, I think a squirrel deserves a 4. It's not the stupidest animal out there, is it? Charisma, hey man, people love when squirrels fill their mouth with nuts. You gotta give them an 8. Yeah, we can save that. I think that's good. And then, what should we do next? We got a cow, we got a squirrel. Oh, why is this saying copy lizard? Did not save. Interesting. Um, Too similar to the lizard. Okay, we gotta change it up a bit more. Clearly, D&D Beyond thinks doesn't like our creative minds. We aren't creative enough for D&D Beyond. We'll have to sort it out. Um, well, that's because it didn't save anything. What are we doing, D&D Beyond? No, you're gonna be a squirrel. There. 1.0. Tell me it didn't save any of that. Not that it took very long for us to do, but yeah, didn't save any of that. That's unfortunate. Ranks 2, we gave it an 18 in Dex. We gave it a 6 in Con. I think we gave it a 6 in. We'll give it a 4 in Intelligence. Wisdom. I feel like squirrels are wise, you know? They don't go running onto the. Well, they do kind of go running onto the road. But they like to hide and stuff. We'll give it a 6. Charisma, we'll give it an 8. And then save changes. Come on, D&D. There we go, the squirrel. We got it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Squirrel is still too similar to lizard. Okay, okay. Movement. Yeah, it can walk, it can climb. I feel like a squirrel's walking speed should be higher. We'll give that a 30. Same with climb, to be honest. Matter of fact, squirrels are super quick. We're actually going to give it a 35. And we're going to give it a 35 climb speed as well. I've seen squirrels go in absolutely X Games mode in these trees. All right. Cool, cool. I mean, I don't know what else we can really switch here to make it much more different than the lizard. Oh, well, we should probably get rid of that. The Squirrel can climb difficult surfaces, including along ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. That's not right. No, we don't want it to have spider climb. Bite. Yeah, we want bite. And then, does it have any sense? I'm not aware of dark vision. Can squirrel see in the dark? We're learning a lot about animals today. A squirrel cannot see well in the dark. All right, you're getting rid of dark vision then. Uh, uh, oh, okay. Cool, cool. I was scared it wasn't gonna save what we just did. And it didn't. Let's do that. D&D Beyond's homebrew page may have some flaws, but that's okay. We love it for what it is. Or sorry, we leave this empty so it defaults to the values provided from here. Oh no, this actually needs one. All right, passive perception. Squirrels are pretty perceptive. We'll give it a 12. Average hit points definitely going to be 1. What just happened? We lost everything again. Oh my goodness. We keep losing everything. Okay, save these changes real quick so we don't lose them. Excellent, excellent. Cool. So that is yeah. That is our stuff done. Hopefully it's now different enough from the lizard. No. Squirrel is currently too similar to the badger. Oh man. Okay. Well, we don't actually need to publish this. I just need it for myself, so it doesn't actually matter. We aren't publishing any of this. That's fine. This is just a me thing. No, the version isn't saving, and I think you need a version. Okay, only a few are going to share it, which we aren't. So cool. We got a pig and a squirrel. How's my pig too similar to a bat? Wait, what? Okay. I don't know. All right, well, we got our pig, we got our squirrel. This is the most exciting monsters you could possibly create. I know. It's incredible. Um, okay. We will. What should we make next? We got a pig, we got a squirrel. I'm pretty sure chicken's already a thing. You just gotta pay for it. It's in like a source book. Um, we could do a cow. A cow is a slightly tankier version. Um, of the pig. And let's create a monster. Can we actually use our pig as a starting point? Ah, we can. Excellent. Let's go D&D Beyond. That's what we like to see. All right, and then we'll do cow version 1.0.0. Again, this is kind of just like the chore keeping stream. We're getting all the basic monsters out of the way. If you guys do have any suggestions for like cool monsters you want us to make in the future or take a look at in already created homebrews, let me know. Cows probably charge. Now a cow is I feel like a cow could maybe do a 1d4 damage, to be honest, right? I don't actually know how to make it do that. So quickly, let's just um delete this guy. And then we'll create a monster and we'll base it off of an enemy that already has a 1d4. Um, so like a deer. Just so we can see how they handle rolling the dice. There's a little descriptions there. Let's see. So this will be our cow. First 1.0.0. Size medium. Ram. We'll say charge. And then yeah. So this is how you handle rolling hit dice. It's a bit different. The cow's definitely not agile. I feel like cows, they're not hard to hit, but they are pretty big. They can take a beating. Maybe we just leave it at 13 AC. Passive perception, I feel like cows aren't the most perceptive. Initiative bonus, we're going to leave based off dexterity, and its dexterity is going to be like a 4. Cows aren't very dexterous. Strength, a cow's strong, man. We'll give it a 16. Same with con. You know, a cow can have 18 con. Average hit points, we'll say. Honestly, cows can have HP is the thing, though. This might actually not be a challenge rating of 1. This might be like a 1.5 or something. I don't know. That puts it in pretty. We'll do 1.8. Monster habitat, grassland, all that matters. Because cows are strong. Cows are healthy. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Intelligence, cows are not smart. I don't think cows are wise, and cows, I mean, they're not the most charismatic animals in the universe. People do like cows, but save those changes. There we go. Cool. In terms of skills, section any skill bonuses for your monsters, it will have none. Again, it's just a cow. For senses, did king cow see in the dark? Let's Google it. Yes, yes, cows can indeed see in the dark. Okay, they can keep dark vision. And movement, we're definitely going to make this like a 25 speed. Save all these changes. And our cow should be good to go. Um, Cool. Squirrel, pig, cow. Cow is what we expect. Cool, cool, cool. What should we make next? We could look at. I'm trying to think of like another like CR0, CR18 type animal. Is a dog a thing? Are dogs default in D&D? I don't think they are, huh? The Mastiff is a thing, right, right, right. The Mastiff kind of goes hard as well. Like the Mastiff. Okay. Well, we aren't gonna make a dog if there's already a Mastiff. Honestly, it might already be a cow. I should probably check that. It might just be a higher challenge rating. Sort of. Okay. There is a cow, but it's like in a source book, and it's not like a cow. It's a monstrous cow. We're making just a default cow. Cool. So cow, pig, squirrel. We could do a sheep. I'm just thinking farm animals right now. You got sheep. You can throw a goose in here. Oh shit, we might need to make a Canadian goose. Let's make goose. This will probably take after the bat. Be its closest comparison at the start here. Yeah, we'll do a goose. We'll say peck. Oh well, it hits you with a wing flap. Honestly, this might need to be a 1/8 creature. Cause I think goose will just slap you with their wings. There's not much information on how geese fight. I assume they peck and hit each other with their wings. That's a safe assumption, I think. So we'll say peck. Maybe we just give it some flavor by saying wing slap. Just give it some flavor. Spice it up a little. So armor class geese aren't the greatest armor class in the world. We'll give them an 11. Initiative bonus, geese are quick, man. They're deceptively quick. So we'll leave that up to dexterity, but it is going to be a 2 because we're going to give them 14 dex. Strength, geese aren't strong. They're they're decently conned. Intelligence, they're like super stupid. We'll give them a 4. Geese are decently wise. Geese, they're charismatic. You know, they like to shout at you all the time. So we'll give them a 10. They do like to talk. Um, sure, they live in. I don't care about any of that. Grassland. Is there marshland, wetland, swamp? Sure, we'll give them swamp. I don't actually think they live in swamps, but close enough. Average hit points, you know, it's not a 1 hit point creature. It's probably a 2 hit point creature. They aren't exactly the toughest to take down if you wanted, at least con-wise. So we'll save those changes. Page not found. What? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Ooh, 1 second, 1 second. Let me reload the page. Uno momento. You know, D&D Beyond is totally a perfectly functioning website. Everything's great here. Nothing to worry about. Alright, I see where I went wrong. Alright, well, we're back. There, or we're not. Hold on. Wait, no, that's wrong thing. Where am I? Here we go. You gotta peek at my screen manager. Oh no. Okay. So this we don't need. We'll delete this. D&D works D&D Beyond works perfectly. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's sensational. Cool. Let's go back to our goose. It did save successfully though, it looks like, which is good. We didn't lose all that. Senses, a goose does not have blind sight. I can say that with most certainty. Geese are not blind. And the movement, we'll change this up. A goose can walk, like, it's not crazy walking speed, but it's decent walking speed. We'll give it a 20. I think a 20 is a fair number for the goose. Okay. Just saw a funny ass comment on our latest short. That's great. Okay. All right, so let's see what we're working with. We got whoa, where am I now? Where am I at? My homebrew creations. We will get homebrew creations off of D&D Beyond at some point. Right now we're just doing the chore work of getting all the lame ones in here. Okay, so we got a squirrel, pig, goose, cow. Is there any other like low tier animals we want? I feel like we need more. Um, again, we could do a sheep. A sheep would probably be similar to a pig. Um, ooh, my dog wants to be free. 1 second, guys. Let me let my dog out. Out you go. Dog cam. All right. So let's think of other animals. Cow, goose, pig, squirrel. Think nature. Think nature. Think nature. A cat's already a thing. Um, cat's a thing. A dog's a thing. We're just thinking. A chicken's a thing. Um, so maybe we do sheep. What are some other like weak animals in nature? A beaver, but a beaver can go hard. Now let's do a beaver. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. A beaver's bite hurts though, so this might be like a it'll be like a squishy, but it'll be like a glass cannon, right? So we'll do Low HP with a D4, I think, is probably the play. But honestly, I don't know. Beaver isn't too like squishy. I mean, it is pretty squishy. Right? Yeah, we could do a beaver. Let's think about this. Oh, dog was back. Are you gonna come say hello? Hello, doggo. This is Willow. I don't actually know if you guys can see her, but my dog's. All right. This will take after probably the deer because we just want that 1d4 attack. So we can do deer. And then we create this. JD Brown is dying on us. He doesn't know what to do. There we go. Oh man, now we have a bunch of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, D&D Beyond never fails to disappoint. So if you guys can hear some banging in the background, we're getting renovations done to the house, and they're hammering away at something. Sorry if you can hear banging. Hopefully you can't. It's not my dog's in here. I can go shut the door again. Right, we're finally good to go. Is that how you spell beaver? Bro, I don't know how to spell anything. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. That's not even how you spell beaver. My my Canadian citizenship just got revoked. That's awkward. Okay, let me quickly shut the door now that my dog was back so you guys don't hear banging up the renovations. Oh, oh, no. I guess you're going back out. Okay. Never mind. The door stayed open in case she wants to come back in. Ugh. Awkward. Beaver. Nice. Small. And she's back. Dog can't make up her mind. Yo, a beaver kind of agile. We might leave it with agile. Yeah, they're not the most agile creature in the world. We'll be fair. A beaver, dude, a beaver's bite is deadly. A beaver's bite can go, I mean, it goes straight through wood. It can go through bone. It is deadly. We'll give it all 1d4 of damage. Um, can you guys hear that banging? Hopefully not. Cool, cool. Armor class for a beaver, it's not very, very. This is going to be a glass cannon for sure. Initiative bonus, we'll just leave empty, so we use the dex. Perception, they're pretty perceptive, to be honest. They are pretty perceptive. So we'll give it a 14. Average hit points. So again, we're gonna be glass cannoning this. It's gonna be like a 2. Right? Let's be real. A beaver isn't taking much of a punishment, is it? Just don't want to get bit by a beaver, but let's be real. If you kick that thing real good, it might be enough to make it to do some work. Not that I have attempted to kick a beaver, of course. Just want to preface that. You guys want to get a dog cam going? You guys want to see my dogs? Well, I'll try to get a dog cam going shortly, maybe. All right. Um. So a strength score. So beaver isn't strong, but it's not super weak. Like it carries wood around and whatnot. We'll give it a 4. Dexterity 16. It's not like super dexterous, but it's pretty good. Con, we'll give it an 8. I mean, we'll give it a 10. It's not like it's super fragile, but intelligence, honestly, they build dams and stuff. We'll give it a 6. As far as the animals we've encountered so far, it's probably the smartest. You know, we'll give it an 8, building its dam and whatnot. Same with wisdom. Charisma, honestly, we'll give it not a 78. We'll give it an 8 as well. Um, Actually, con, let's give it an 8. I don't think you can justify a 10. It has a lot of 8s. But they are, I mean, they're pretty average. Yeah, they're pretty average creatures. They're pretty average creatures. All right, so let's save that. That looks good for the beaver. The glass cannon that is a beaver. That thing will bite straight through you. Senses. Can beavers see in the dark? Google will have the answer. Do not have night vision. Sorry, buddies. Your dark vision is getting removed. And we'll definitely want to give it a swim speed. Skills. We could also make our own skill for this thing. Maybe we'll do that after. Skills, dam building. I don't know. Okay, so walk speed. They're average on land. You know what I mean? Like they're not quick, they're not slow. We'll give them the average. They can definitely keep up with a human in a sprint, I do believe. But then we want to add a swim speed to this guy. And that will also be 30. Again, they're not the quickest swimmers in the world, but they're also not slow. Cool, cool, cool. I think that will do it for our beaver friend. Um, It's bite, it's whatever. Cool. That will do it for our beaver friend. Oopsies. So we probably still need a few more like low tier creatures for the homebrew version of the epic encounters. Um, Again, we'll get some online, and we'll probably also hopefully get some from you guys that are interested in joining in and making your own creatures. Um, I'll make a short on this, like a video, depending on how long it is, explaining the series and how you guys can submit your own homebrewed content. I just want to make sure I have an adequate amount of homebrewed content to begin with. So that's sort of what we're kind of trying to sort out right now. We got a beaver, cow, goose, pig, squirrel. We could get a few more in here. What's a good one? What's a good one? Because a sheep is just like a pig, but I mean, it's basically just a pig, right? Let's be real. It's basically going to be the same thing as the pig. It's just going to be named differently. Um, so we could. What do we think, huh? I want to be a bit more creative with the choices as well. You know, we don't just want all the farm animals. I'm pretty sure a rat's just a rat. A rat is just a built-in. Just a rat is a D&D enemy, right? Yeah. There's a giant rat. Not necessarily a rat. There is a regular rat. Okay. Yeah. So we won't make that because it already exists. I don't for another good like weak animal to make here as the starting point for the new series. Beaver, cow, goose, pig, squirrel. What about a moose? Stick with the Canadian thing, but a moose isn't a CR0. A moose will actually mess you up if you try fighting that thing. I mean, we can create it now, and we can circle back to CR0s or like 1/8 in a bit. A moose is actually going to be like a deadly animal, not deadly animal, but it's it's a creature. And D&D Beyond is just dying on us today. I'm just getting flashbang here. What's going on? Yo, we're being hit with the flashbang. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. So the dog that just walked in is my brother's and his fiance's dog, and she is very um squirmish. She's a rescue, so they rescued her after she was abused as for a while, so she's very like squirmish and scared. Um, so I'm going to be a bit quiet because she's horrified of all the banging that's going on because of the renovations. Um, it's okay, doggo. This is slightly more important than D&D homebrew content creation. It's okay, doggy. It's okay. Nothing to be scared of. No one's coming after you. Poor dog. She's normally actually like she's really scared of people. She's normally actually scared of me. Like when I first like walk up the stairs or something, then she gets familiar. But I'm actually surprised she's hiding under me right now. But um, okay. So a moose. What would a moose take after? Probably just a jacked up deer. So we can start with a deer, and then we'll create our moose based off of the deer. All right. So we'll do moose. Version 1.0.0. I assume a moose isn't actually a D&D thing. No? My goodness, it actually might be. Wait a second. Or is this just a homebrew, huh? That's fine. We'll make our own homebrew of it. Sweet. So we got a moose, it will be a beast, it will be a medium. A moose will definitely ram you. Um, a moose isn't as agile as a deer, so we'll get rid of that. The ram is actually going to be 1d6, I think. Um, 1d6, roll down. Da, 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 da. Cool. Cool, cool. I assume that works. Challenge rating's actually going to be like a 1-4, I think. Like, this is a fight, to be honest with you. The moose is no joke. Armor class 13, initiative bonus. We'll leave that up to Dex. Perception, moose are perceptive. Hard to take down. Um, I almost want to say a 10 HP moose. Like, moose are no joke. I'm going to give a moose 10 HP, man. And a hit point modifier will leave. So strength moose are like again they push cars around and shit. We'll give it a 14. It's on the strongest creature ever. Well, we gave a cow a lot of strength. We probably got to lower the strength of a cow, to be honest. Now that I think about it. Dexterity also 14. Con, we'll give that a 16. Intelligence, they aren't completely stupid. We'll give it a 6. Wisdom, 6. Charisma, they aren't the most charismatic animals in the world. They kind of just run away from you, so we'll give them a 4. We'll save that. And now that I'm thinking about it, now that we're making more home brews, I think we gotta change the stats of the cow to to be weaker than the moose. I think a moose is stronger than a cow, if I'm being honest with you. I do think it is. Here are the senses. Can moose see in the dark? Yes, moose can see in the dark. We're learning a lot about animals today. Skills, sure, yeah, we'll let it keep that. Movement speed, it's not as fast as a deer. We're gonna give it a 40 because it's still really quick. Or maybe a 35 for the moose. We'll give it a 35. And I apologize if you guys can hear this banging. Hopefully you can't. Cool. So I think that's everything we need for our friendly neighborhood moose. Let me just make sure that that 1d6 works properly. Again, I'm not super familiar with this. Moose. And then 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Yes, sir. Then yeah, let's go back and change the stats on the cow because we made this thing way too high attributes. We want to change its attributes. I mean, a cow is strong, but not as strong as a moose, right? You'll give that like a 14. Con, we gotta drop that to 14. Other than that, I think it's good. Okie dokie. Let's take a peek at the new cow. Perfect. 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 But does a cow do 1d4? Like, I feel if a cow hits you, it wouldn't hurt. It would hurt, but it wouldn't hurt that bad, right? I feel like it should maybe just be a 1 pure or 1 bludgeoning damage, huh? I think so. So let's look at how you do just the 1 damage, how that's handled. Goes like this. Oh, and it also, this should probably do bludgeoning damage as well. I had to look at how to spell bludgeoning. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Um, 1 bludgeoning damage. I think that's correct. Um, and I also wanted to actually copy this little snippet here, because that is how I'm not familiar, and it's not the code, but like the formatting for how you create attacks. Cool. Now if we go back to the, oops, I want to look at my homebrews. We could also go through and collect some content or homebrews off the website. That might be a different stream. So let's go back to our cow friend. And yeah, it currently does 2 bludgeoning damage. We'll just make that 1 bludgeoning damage. like a guaranteed winner. Do. We'll make sure it's still charged, not wing slap. Or ram, maybe. Ram makes, we'll say charge. Should it have a +4 to hit? It can have a +4 to hit. Doesn't really make sense based off his strength score, but it's a monster. It's not a player. We're good with this for now. We can always revisit it later. All right, so now we're back to what do we make here, right? So we've got ourselves a beaver, a cow, a goose, a moose, a pig, and a squirrel. Again, a moose is actually like a legitimate fight. We're looking for like one more like CR0, CR18 creature right now. I'm just trying to think what it would be. Do I just add my dogs? Creatures? No. No, we won't do that. Hmm. What do you guys think? Any suggestions on what our next creature should be? There's a lot of choices, but I'm just trying to think of what is best and what's not already in D&D. Again, like a sheep is a ram a thing in D&D? Mm, doesn't look like it. I'm just searching it up right now. There's a giant ram. There's no just like ram, um, ram monster. It doesn't look like. Let me just double check in my encounter. I'll see if I can search a ram. Just give me 1 second here while we confirm we aren't about to create stuff that already exists. But D&D Beyond is still dying and taking a good minute to load. There we go. I can't share this tab or you'll see the latest encounter. I can't spoil this. Alright, so there's a giant ram, but there's no just regular ram. Um so we'll just make a regular ram, not a giant one. And then this will probably be the last one we make for today's stream. Um and then I got to go do some stuff. So we'll be through 7. We will probably want to iterate on these a bit. We're kind of just like getting them in right now. We'll want to iterate on these later, but for now we'll just get them in. So the idea exists. I probably won't be starting this particular series, like the homebrew version of Epic Encounters, for quite a while, probably a few weeks. We got some time to create our homebrews. Gather homebrews off DMD Beyond, and then also make the short and try and convince you guys to make some homebrew creatures for me to duel. So we'll create a final monster. If we're doing a ram is probably going to be very similar to a deer, just in terms of its attack. A ram's probably just a slightly weaker version of the deer, to be honest with you. I mean, they're aggressive, but they aren't exactly the most dangerous creatures in the world. We'd say a ram is medium. You can say a ram's medium. Aren't super agile ram. Yeah, 1d4. An armored class, yo, they've got their noggins to protect them. We're actually gonna bump that up to a 14. Initiative bonus we'll leave 2. Dexterity. We'll say a ram has 4 HP. Or should I might give it 3. Let's give a ram 3. Because a ram is, it's got its head to protect it, but if you hit it in its body, it's not like it's gonna have some super saiyan ability. It's gonna take damage. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So strength, rams, we'll give them a 14, right? They just run in and headbutt each other. Dexterity, we'll give like a 10. They're not dexterous. Con, we'll give like a 12. Intelligence, I mean, they just bash their heads together all the time. How smart can they be? We're gonna give them a 2. Is something they can have a 4 in charisma, probably also a 4. We'll give them a 6. Um, a ram can live in a mountain, right? Or is that a mountain goat? Same thing for us. We'll consider it the same thing. Save those changes. Senses, can a ram see in the dark? I assume it can. It must be able to. Why? I searched can rams see in the dark and it showed me can rats see in the dark. They have good vision in low light conditions. Sweet. So it can have dark vision skills. It's not going to have this percent. He could maybe give it like the toughness feat or something just because it bashes its head together all the time. But walk speed, I mean, they're rams. Like they charge, they're quick. We'll go to 35. I mean, it's faster than a human, and a human has a 30. So yeah, we'll give it a 35. And I think we're good to go. I think those are our 7 first homebrew monster creations. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So yeah, oh wow, I can't speak right now. We are going to call it a stream there. Um, my brain just stopped working. We're gonna call it a stream there. I appreciate everyone who stopped by the stream and hung out. Um, with you lurked or chatted. I hope you guys enjoy this sort of like homebrew stream. I know it's not the greatest, production quality in the world right now. It's my first stream here, but I was looking for ways to improve this. Maybe we can add some like of my classic dramatic music in the background or something of the streams, or just some chill music in general. Um, just constantly trying to find ways to improve the stream for you guys. If you have any suggestions, let me know. It don't hurt my feelings. Um, but yeah, I'll be live again probably tomorrow, creating some more homebrew monsters. Tomorrow's monsters, we're probably going to get more creative with it. This was sort of like the basic, um, like the had to be done sort of homebrew, right? This is going to be the starting point. Like tomorrow, I want to create like an aggressive sunflower or something that shoots sunflower seeds at you. You know what I mean? Like that's the sort of stuff I want to get into making. But we got to start with the basics. Anyways, guys, um, later today, I'll be posting some more shorts and potentially the first episode, besides the intro, of the Epic Clash Showdown. No spoilers, but the Epic Clash Showdown is indeed epic. And there's been some surprises in there. Anyways, no spoilers. Um, I will speak to you all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, guys.